Welcome to another episode with your host, Robert E. Hansen, psychic medium, author, and public speaker.
Hi, welcome back. Today I'd like to discuss, can the souls of the departed influence the living? In simple English, if you say a prayer to your mom or your dad that's in heaven in spirit, can they affect you? Can they touch onto you? Can they alter how you perceive things? I'd like to look into this. So let's get to it. Within the human being, we are primarily measured by what we think and how we feel. The external body, the shell, of course, is measured by its appearance, its power, its strength, its speed, its capacity to do different tasks, which are extremely limited and very, very, very beautiful, but often limited. In other words, we cannot choose to fly like a bird. We cannot keep ourselves underwater indefinitely. We cannot stretch our arms and legs beyond our human capacity. But within the boundaries of what we have, we can do amazing things. And I'm sure you've all seen people that have done enormously gifted things, from music to sports to athletics to surgery to creativity to artwork. The list just goes on and on and on, all through the mechanics of the body and the efforts of the body. However, this is also true of the emotions and the intelligence of the mind. The human organism is extremely complex and very diverse and incredibly beautiful to bear and witness in its natural state. However, if you ask a scientist or someone of medicine or someone that kind of is born out of a very, very analytical mind thrust, when you mention the word soul or spirit or the Atman, which means the soul in the Hindi people, if there is a reference to something that operates beyond the realms of the physical being, they will often push it away, dismiss it, and say fundamentally, this is just the movement of imagination, it's the movement of ritual, it's the movement of your beliefs, it's self-induced, you just want to believe it to be true. And there's a great strength in that to some degree. I mean, if you've got a lot of strong self-beliefs about what you can and cannot do, it can really affect you and influence you, correct? I mean, your mind can really push you to great heights. It also can keep you chained to the ground, depending upon how your outlook has been formed. And that outlook has been formed from conditioning, from your religious upbringing, from parental influence, from trauma, from various events that have taken place. There's a litany of things that may have happened that have caused you to see a very positive, a very dark kind of approach to life itself, right? However, the one thing that is constantly there, is this pulse of thinking. It's constant. The average human being walking around, the average person, which is just about 99.9% of all people, walk around all day thinking different things in and out of their head all day long, and those thoughts generate certain physiological responses, physiological reactions, and it also generates emotional responses. If you're thinking happy thoughts, your emotions may feel more upbeat and very elevated and very lifted. And because you feel upbeat and very lifted, you may work an extra 2 hours chopping wood. But if you're down and you're depressed and you're upset and your movement is dark and just really tormented, you may spend 15 minutes chopping wood, and the weight of that axe feels like it's 10,000 pounds. You just can't deal with it. It's too much emotional baggage. And this is the normal condition of the human mind. And this is the normal condition of the human emotion. And it's the normal condition of how the organism, the body structure, responds to what it is told that is going on. Now, as I've shared in other talks and other chats, there is an energy that takes place in all living things. There is an energy that connects each human to every animal, to every plant, to every bird, to every sea creature. It may not be something you're consciously aware of. It may not be something that you even think is real. But the energy the life form, the life energy, whatever language you like, that invented all of this, that created all of this, everything that glows around us is moving through a source. And that source does not end and it does not disappear just because your physical body has come to a close. The light, the energy of this source, can never be destroyed. This is an unshakable commentary by the hardcore physics, the quantum physicians, that energy is not destructible. It will reboot itself, it will remanifest itself. Sometimes it will come back in the form of the ocean waves or a star in the sky. Other times it remains dormant, unseen by touch and sound and sight, and it's simply around us. There's a movie called Star Wars. They call it the Force. However you want to coin it, there is this energy that flows. It moves through all living creatures everywhere around this earth. And when someone that you love has crossed over, their physical being has ended, that energy continues. And much like moth to flame, that energy continues to navigate and negotiate around common sources that they connect to, meaning their loved ones. So if you're getting ready for a new job interview, if you have someone that's going to play in a finals in a football game, if there's someone sick and they are really struggling with physical challenges, it is not uncommon for the average person to kind of say a little prayer, a little help please, Mom, I need you, Dad, I need you. Could you give me a little push and help me get through these challenges? Now, can they go in and alter the outcome of the physical illness? No. Can they make the football team win the game? No. Can they make sure that you pass your exam? No. Those are things that are limited to you as a personal responsibility and as a personal reaction, and the variables of the other football team, the type of test given, the type of illness on the table, are all beyond the scope of control. However, their influence does come in the way you manifest your responses to those situations. What you thought would be extremely painful and frightening, suddenly you feel a great calmness, a great shift within you, and for some reason you feel more calm, more focused, more free. This is the release that takes place when communication is taking its hold on the guest. The reason why most people don't recognize this or sense this is because they are consumed by the thought machine. As I shared when I first opened this little chat, thinking is the predominant part of all human beings. They think, they think, they think. And connected to that thinking, of course, is their emotions, their emotions, their emotions. And these emotions and these thoughts are continually making noise. It's like being in a quiet room, but there is someone banging a drum all day long, all night long, until finally, perhaps in sleep, the drumming goes a little quieter, not because it has stopped, it's just that your brain has shut off its response to it. You've fallen into a deep state of rest. Right? There are people that have been able to sleep during hurricanes. There are people that are able to sleep through fireworks. There are people that are able to sleep through sounds of rockets being exploded. They can sleep because the mind has the capacity to shut off even the loudest noise when it is tired enough to do so. For communication to take place, one must learn to quiet down that mind. The mind that is so busy, the mind that demands attention, the mind that demands control, that mind cannot experience directly the influence of those that have crossed over. Those that have crossed over no longer think in the traditional way of thought. They are pure consciousness now, and they search for a window or a doorway where there is a consciousness available to them. meaning you. So when you reach out to them and you call to them and you ask for their assistance, they are very willing to help you. Very willing. But they cannot get through the noise and the demands of your thoughts. So when you quiet it down, when you learn to go into meditation, when you learn to go into silence, when you are not expecting anything, you simply allow stillness and silence to be within you without expectation, without a demand. The miracle of communication can and does take place. You may not sense it, but it is there. I often tell my clients and my guests, it's very much like being outside on a warm summer day and the sun is bright and you're working in the yard, and hours later you come back into the house and someone says, wow, you really have a nice sunburn. And you go, I didn't even realize it was doing it. I was just so busy, I didn't even realize it. It is exactly like that. The afterglow, we call it, will absolutely connect to you. So if you have challenges, if you want to just sit and talk, reach out to them. Absolutely. You can call their name, you could kiss a picture, you could hold something precious to them, or you can simply sit still and allow that presence to be there. But the key, my friends, the key is to be sure that you allow your mind to relax, give them the moment, give them the opportunity to enter, and let their influence, their deep love for you, touch your soul. So, does the soul influence the living? There is no question about it. And it is not a rah-rah speech. It's not a pep talk. I don't do that. This is an absolute truth. And the reason why I can speak about it so convincingly is because in my work, I have contact almost on a daily basis with people that have had loss. And I share things with them that no one on earth would know. And they stare at me and they say, Robert, how do you know this? And I tell them, I don't know anything about you. This is what I am receiving through this silence. If they're coming to me and I'm not even connected to them, the ones they love, the ones like you guys, they are desperate to let you know that even though they have physically died, they love you and they are connected to you. So my friends, have no doubts. When you call to them, they answer, they respond. Thank you for joining me.